We bought our dream car and it really turned into one of the biggest, maybe not mistakes, but issues which we've ever had related to car stuff. Yeah, so welcome back to another The Saturn Crew video. Lewis is behind the camera. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm very fine, thank you.
That's very good. Very glad about that. So yes, some of you guys might recall that a couple of months ago, we bought a white V12 Vantage S of this and this generation. An absolutely beautiful and stunning car. For me, it honestly is one of my dream cars because if you just tweak the exhaust a bit, it sounds absolutely amazing and they're absolutely timeless. But some of you might be asking yourselves, where is the car? And that's what I'm going to explain now because everything turned out to be a lot more complicated than it was intended to be. So let me give you a bit of a backstory. We started doing stuff with HWA, which obviously are doing the Evo project and all those kind of cool things. And when we were there filming, we walked down into a part of HWA which is not really shown, let's put it that way. There's a lot of really cool cars in there. We couldn't film in there because there was quite some special stuff. We looked around and everything was super cool. We still love the guys at HWA, and that's why I need to say up front, it's not their fault, the situation, not at all, nothing to do with them. And some little parts in this explanation I will not be allowed to say, just because it's not HWA, it's someone else. And then we were walking around in there, looking at all the cars, having a great time, and my little eye spotted a white Vantage in the back. So you need to think there's like GT3 cars, everything. You're surrounded by absolutely insane cars which were not released. I see that car, I walked there, I'm like, why is there an Aston Martin V12 Vantage? And as a joke, I said, haha, we should buy that. Then we started talking to Gordian about it. And he was like, yeah, we got that car here, don't really know what to do with it. So we started looking at the car, okay, it's a right-hand drive, so it's a UK car. Not the biggest issue, we're used to it because we used to live in the UK. Then we dug into the car, looking at the interior outside. The car looked so brand new. We're like, can't be that it's a brand new car because obviously the cars which are brand new, the old V12 Vantage S's, they're usually on like Auto Trader or something and going for mad money. So we opened the car, so it's 17 miles on the car. So we're talking brand new, beautiful white V12 Vantage S. And then as a joke, like before that I was talking to my dad like, oh my God, this is so cool. And then we decided like, okay, let's buy it. We didn't know price, we didn't know anything. And Gordian was like, yeah, okay, you guys can buy it, not an issue. It was really like an impulse decision to buy the car. I got a really good price for it, so thank you so much to HWA on that. So we purchased the car. Very cool, very happy with it. Then we made another video a couple of weeks later with the car just to have another look and talk about some other projects we're doing with HWA. That's basically the delivery we filmed, showing the car, interior, everything, all the mods, what we have planned with it, why we bought the car and all that stuff. So, car's in perfect condition, everything is fine, we love the car, hopefully the car will show up at some point here, but there's a little bit of an issue. We can't get the car registered. The car was registered before, so it's not an issue for the German TÜV to say, okay, we can register it here as long as you have all the papers. And that's where it gets a bit stupid. The car was registered 2017 in the UK, which is perfect, meaning the car has already been registered, can be registered in Germany, but you need to see it that way. So the car got registered in the UK, was in the UK for a bit, never got driven, never nothing, just got a PDI at a specific dealer, which we'll talk about later. And then the car got exported to Switzerland, which is quite interesting. No idea why they did that, but probably they just moved or something. When a car gets exported from the UK to Switzerland, all the official documents saying the car was registered get destroyed. Completely destroyed. And in the UK, there's no place like a Zulassungsstelle we have in Germany. It's literally everything is online. So if you register a car, you need papers for your car, you need the V5C logbook, you do it online. You request it online, it comes via mail and all that stuff. So there was no way for us to actually go to the UK, talk to some people and get some kind of information on anything because everything was destroyed and everything is online. So meaning that the registration does exist, but it's destroyed since the car was in Switzerland, never got insured or registered in Switzerland, nothing happened, then got to Germany, didn't get registered or anything, meaning the first registration was obviously in the UK with all the documents being destroyed. In the beginning, we thought, okay, that's not an issue, because huge shout out to Aston Martin themselves. They sent us the COC for the car, which you need for registration, and we were like, okay, we got the COC, the VIN numbers on it over multiple platforms. You can go and put your VIN number in and show which plate it was registered on. We got the approval from Aston Martin saying, yes, the V12 Vantage was registered on that plate. Let's just call it plate ABC, which is perfect, because now the manufacturer himself says that VIN number was connected to that plate, meaning it's a confirmation that the car was already registered before. Sounds simple, sounds like something you can go to the TÜV with and they will be like, yeah, okay, easy, we can see that the car was registered, let's do it. The German TÜV said, no, we don't care, as long as we don't have any official papers which state that the car was registered, as in the original registration from back then. We're not gonna insure, register the car or anything. I tried to explain to them, like, yo, the papers got destroyed. There's no way for us getting those papers. They were like, well, sucks to suck. You can't register your car. That was the first setback we got. Then we were really like not sure what to do, everything. I started looking online again, going through all those platforms, getting more approval, basically saying that that plate was on that VIN number. And then I started looking back at our old video, which we can do a close-up now, right? We can, like, there can be videos of the car here.
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. I was looking through the old video again, and then I spotted something. On the rear window of the V12 Vantage S, there's a little sticker which says JCT 600. JCT 600 is a supercar dealer, well, a group of dealers in the UK who do like Aston Martin, Ferrari and all that stuff. I was like, interesting, maybe the car was delivered there, service or something. So I started calling the dealers, I called Ferrari, and then eventually I got to Aston Martin and spoke to a service person. Which was quite hard to get any information, because obviously she has some random German dude calling her being like, yo, I need information on that car. So I explained to her, sent her the purchase contract, and then I digged into everything with her, and she was able to show me that the car had the PDI there. So from an official Aston Martin system, we can put those pictures in here. We'll just need to blur everything a bit, except for like Aston Martin V12, blur VIN number and everything. So we got the official information again from the Aston Martin service that the car was registered, that it got its PDI there and all that stuff. Went back to the TÜV again. The TÜV told me, yeah, we can do it. Well, we couldn't. So the current state is that we are trying to find a way to somehow get the car registered in Germany, because obviously some stuff needs to be adapted, like we need to get new lights and all that stuff, so it's legal in Germany, because the lights are obviously pointed in the direction to drive on the wrong side of the road. That we can get fixed. But long story short, why the car isn't here is actually currently still because of registration. It doesn't make sense for us to have a car in here which is not insured, not registered or anything, so we really need to see what we can do. Exporting the car, some people might say like, yo, export the car to the UK, sell it to someone there, get it registered again, bring it over. First of all, we could theoretically speaking do that and have papers. Issue is, obviously, most of the cars are purchased over our company, meaning it's a company purchase as we produce videos and all that stuff with it. You have a tax of 20% on the car when you buy it, which you usually get back. But if we now sell the car to someone in the UK, we lose that 20%, meaning we have to pay 20% on top, which obviously doesn't make sense if there's another way of doing it, including import tax. So that would be very expensive, and it's just not the right way to go. Another option currently, obviously, is to just register the car in the UK. That wouldn't be an issue at all. But again, import tax. We could register the car in some other country, but then again, import tax. And obviously it depends on which country you do it, on how much money it actually is. But it does turn out to be quite expensive. So it doesn't really make sense. And for our DNA, it would obviously be nice to have a Sykes number plate on it. But I just quickly wanted to address this stuff with you guys. Not that you think that we said we buy a car and we didn't. We actually did. But everything is now still being checked, controlled. I really hope soon we'll have like an answer and actually are able to get the car here, everything insured. But those are some of the issues which you guys don't see, and it takes a shit ton of time to call the right people, to find out stuff about the car, and maybe that kind of helps you. The person who owned the car before HWA is not reachable, let's put it that way. Because in the UK, for example, for the V5C logbook, which is basically all the information for the car that it was registered and stuff, if you as the new purchaser wants to get that, you need the name of the person who bought it or the company, address, and like the original contracts of ordering the car at Aston Martin and all that stuff. But obviously, as the person who has ordered the car, purchased the car first, is not reachable, that's not a possibility for us. So we can't reach out to that person and get those information. So everything we have to get that car registered is the approval of the car being registered in the UK first over Aston Martin systems, and Aston Martin themselves sending us an email and approving that it happened, and the COC papers we have. That's all we have for the moment for the car, and that's basically the big issue why the V12 Vantage is not here. We're trying to get everything figured out in the next couple of weeks/months, worst case, to get the car here, because I really still want the car to be here. So yeah, that's it with the V12 Vantage. It's a big bummer, but I'm sure it's something we can figure out. And worst case, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We just don't know what to do with the car then. Do we just go and be like, yo, we'll make a race build out of it, not care about the registration, just have the car like this? But again, then we can't really use it for content that much, because how many track days do you realistically do? Is it the right platform for track days? It really isn't. We have some really cool plans with the car, what we can do, build-wise and all that stuff, but we don't know what's happening at the moment. So as soon as we have any updates on that car, we will let you know very, very, very fast. Yeah. Did that make sense? It's just a topic which is very depressing for me. I don't like talking about it because it annoys me. How many times have I been on my PC looking for stuff for that car and being like, yes, I got the solution? How many times?
Yeah, like 4 times, I think.
Yes. So annoying. And huge shout out to Phil on that part as well, because he's the guy who I always call like, yo, I got the solution. And then he's like, okay, let's forward it to TÜV and get it done. And how many TÜV people I've already paid for doing some stuff for the car, which just didn't work out. It's mad how much money is flowing in that kind of sense for stuff which just doesn't work. So thank you to everyone who's involved in the process so far. Let's get the car somehow registered, get it in the cave and have some fun with it. That's just a quick update for you guys. I know it was a lot of blabbering, but I just had to tell you what's going on before there's more questions rising about the car. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, press the bell, and we'll see each other hopefully sometime with a white Vantage V12 S.